Diana, I am so happy that you were able to join us on this special edition of The World We Want. I am delighted that we're recording this in anticipation of International Women's Day 2024, and I'd like to tell everyone about your impressive background. You're the founder and managing director of Millennium Engineers in Tanzania. It's a 100% women-founded and led social enterprise that specializes in renewable energy. Your primary focus is identifying untapped energy poverty markets across numerous sectors, and you excel in creating tailored and innovative business solutions by analyzing the requirements of specific industries, communities, and business value chains. And currently, Millennium Engineers is implementing the sardine fishing industry business project, which aims to transition the low-income sardine fishing industry in Lake Victoria away from pressurized kerosene LED, lead acid powered battery lamps, and conventional methods of sardine drying toward more climate-friendly solar drying facilities to ensure sustainable fishing practices in the region. And let me also point out that you were a winner in 2023 of the WE Empower UN SDG Challenge, which recognizes amazing women entrepreneurs from around the world. So thank you so much, Diana, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for having me today.
We like to begin with a question that is about the world that we should want, and how would we go about creating it?
For me, I do believe right now I'd wish for a world where my children will have even more than what they currently have. Currently, we are faced with so much caused by climate change, and I wouldn't want that for my children. I want them to have a mini paradise, and to have that, I do believe it's my duty to stand firm to protect our environment, but furthermore, to teach my young ones to understand the importance and to be able to push forward the dreams I have for them as well.
And how does your work relate to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and what do they mean to you personally?
For me, when I say we are related to SDG number 5, 7, 13 as well. But what I look into is personally, access to energy is a global need. It's a human need, apart from air, shelter, and food. Energy accelerates development among low-income communities. It provides access to more economic activities as well. I have seen what it means not having access to energy, not having that choice. But also I know that climate change deeply affects women. And furthermore, women are the less at the seat of decision making in terms of climate change, in terms of energy accessibility, even though we're left out with majority of the responsibility to cater and maintain most of the household energy uses at home. And furthermore, I understand that in order for us to really push forward, we all need to work collectively, from the person experiencing the problem, to technology developers, to policymakers, to knowledge institutes. All of us need to come together on the same table with pure respect and understanding of each of our pain points and solve these things together. So collectively, that's how I view it personally.
How did you get started? Because it's such a great idea, but I can imagine that there were obstacles that you had to overcome in establishing the business. So how did you start, and how have you gotten to this point?
At the beginning I started off at university during my 3rd academic year, and the need to actually support and help low-income communities in off-grid Tanzania. That's what prompted me. Understanding that what it means to have electricity for a place that was off-grid for years, what it meant to those women. They could see the children graduating from high school, secondary school, the joy in their eyes. And for me, that was like a bulb light, bringing me forward to say, I do have the technical skills because I had a background in mechanical engineering. And I didn't have the business skills. So throughout the years, I've had to shuttle and work through learning business, accounting, fundraising, business proposals. But with every challenge, it provided opportunities for growth, opportunities to understand why such a vast sector, such as the energy sector, is very male dominated and mostly catering for less of the prime problems among women. So that kept me going to now having an award-winning renewable energy company in Tanzania and cutting across Africa as well.
And talk a little bit about the sardine industry. What does it mean for the community, and how does the solar transition actually work?
So just to give you a brief, the sardines are actually fished during the night and only when there is no moonlight. Why? They use small lamps to set up floating on the lake so that it attracts planktons, which are the food for the sardines. Then they can access and catch them in large quantities. For generations, years and years, fishermen have resulted to use pressurized kerosene lamps or LED lead-acid powered batteries. These solutions are highly costful, and furthermore, the risk for fishermen's health and life as well. For the pressurized kerosene lamps usually explode and have caused numerous numbers of deaths as well. But furthermore, don't even imagine the amount of. And furthermore, there is no disposal means of acid batteries being disposed back into the lake, causing even further marine ecosystem distortion. And when we look into the drying, imagine going out on the lake the entire night. In the morning, these fishermen are greeted with local women. These women spread out the catch on open ground spaces or elevated platforms to dry. During rainy season, the fish usually gets drifted back into onshore. They still are exposed to a lot of birds, pricking. Only 30% usually goes out for human consumption. You can imagine such a huge loss. For them, they've been accustomed for generations to, this is like a norm, this is like so normal. So us coming in, it's like a dream come true. It's now, fishermen are safe to fish without any inefficiency in terms of their lamps, not using so much energy and time as well as cost, but furthermore, they can even rest while they are actually fishing. And when they come back in the morning, they're assured that it's sale price for their produce because their women are also assured they can dry their sardines using our machines. And this has not only reduced all the environmental issues, but it's given these women more purpose, more time to spend in all other activities they couldn't spend because of using so much time on the conventional methods of drying. They save up to 6 hours in a given day, time that can be invested in all other activities.
So seems like there's a lot of applicability to other types of industries that could use the technology. Is that something that you're interested in doing, and not only scaling regionally, but beyond Tanzania?
Yes. So our drying facility, for example, they can be used for agricultural activities as well, drying fruits, and this will be able to preserve and bring more value to our produce, agricultural products, as well as the fishing industry as well. But furthermore, we do understand that this is a problem cutting across the entire fishing industry regionalized across Africa, the Middle East, the South, meaning India as well. So we look at the solutions. This was more for us a demonstration, and the success of this project has proven hopes for all the other regions in order to come in and be able to adapt. So we are now working on adaptability across different regions to understand, because we always develop our solutions customized according to that culture, understanding their cultures, their governing policies. But I do believe the same as how it was possible in Tanzania, in Lake Victoria, it will be possible across different other geographies in the globe.
When you are encountering challenges in your work, how do you try and overcome them?
That's a tricky one. I sometimes take a cup of tea, go somewhere and scream, but most times I usually sit out and write the question, write the problem more as something, as someone outside, a third party. It helps me not have emotional attachment towards that problem, and then digest it as a person that is looking outside, but also as a persona. So if we have, even when we are identifying problems, we usually try to become the customer at the end of the day, and at the same time wearing the shoes of the investor. So it helps me look at the problem on all sides, the other end and my end, and what is the crisis in between. Because I do believe problems are always opportunity for growth, opportunities to explore synchronicities among stakeholders to come together to solve that problem. So crises have always been welcomed from myself and even my team as well.
Diana, how do you think you can attract more women to your field of solar energy? What needs to be done, and in general?
I do believe one of the key ways is mentorship. When I started off, I didn't have many idols or mentors who were women to coach me through the way. And I would be honest, we have different problems professionally growing, women and men. So having more women train other women to rise up to this role will be good. And it will help us have a collective effort and voice in that table when we're making decisions about climate change, the energy sector, and furthermore, helping the mothers, the women, the ladies, the young girls in all those communities, because they need us more and they need our minds and thinking when solving such problems.
Well, what final message would you like to leave listeners with?
While we celebrate International Women Month, I would like to leave off with saying it's a time for us to come together, all collectively, men and women, supporting one another as we work towards climate change, as we work towards providing solutions to our communities, to our people, to our businesses. And it takes one, it doesn't take one, but it also takes one. It matters to me, and I'll put my effort. It should matter to you as well. And let's come together while we make our world an even better place for our people, for our children, and for generations to come.
That is beautifully said. Thank you so much, Diana, and all the best in your work ahead.
Thank you so much. And having the honor to share my voice and what I know with you all. Thank you.